Hello, folks. Keely Broom here. It's another Monday. They seem to roll around even quicker than I'd hope. Now, I've turned 60 last week, so everything seems to be speeding up. Days are getting quicker, weeks are getting quicker, months are getting quicker, and my expectations of earning online are gaining momentum as well. I'm getting more fired up, funnily enough. And the reason being, there's a lot of things happening in a positive way. And we've got our meetings coming up starting this coming Saturday. So I'm pretty excited about that. And one of the main presenters at the event will be this person here, Claudia, who's packing her bags in Germany, heading all the way out to Australia, which is pretty exciting. How are you, Claudia?
Hi, Keely. I'm great. Thank you. So yes, indeed, I'm going to leave just after that call. I have to just change, and then I'm I'm going to the airplane, basically. I'm jumping into the airplane, yeah.
Oh, after you're actually on the way today?
Australia.
Monday.
Well, of course. I'm just... absolutely. So I just really wanted to do the call now, and hopefully we can finish a little bit earlier, because I just need a quick change up to the airport. I have like 15 minutes from here's Frankfurt Airport, and then I'm off to Dubai.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't realize that. Sorry. So we'll try and make this a quick call. Now, we've got a couple of people watching, which is great. If you've got any questions for Claudia, fire away. Now, let's bring you up to speed on what's going on. Can you explain, because last week we could see the Dash contracts there available for buying hash power. There's only Bitcoin showing at the moment. So what's the update there, Claudia?
Yeah, well, don't have the final update, but the update I have, like our engineers had integrated and interfaced it, but there was still an error on the Genesis side. So hence they hadn't yet fixed the integration of it. And they are working on that, since, of course, most of the team is in actually Germany, so the engineers and so on. So they don't work on weekends. So hopefully they're gonna do it today.
All right. Okay. That sounds good. Now, Bitcoin price 6,369. So that's gone up a little bit. That's up 1%, just over 1% in the last 24 hours. So I think a steady rise of 1% a day is probably a very, very good thing. We want to hit between 6,500 and 7,000 by the time we get to the end of the week. It'd be very good for our members down here in Australia. Now, I've asked Bill to see if he can get me in contact with as many Australian members as possible. We have a few on our Swiss Gold Global Australia page. So I know there's quite a few coming in Brisbane. I've just spoken to a guy. He's got quite a few people in Melbourne will be coming along. They're very excited about meeting yourself and Bill. And in Sydney, we've got people coming on, and the Gold Coast. So there are lots of people. We need more people to come along. The more people we have, a lot more fun, obviously. And that's what we're planning for. And yes, this Saturday is going to be very, very rapidly approaching. Hope you've got a jacket lined up, a big coat, Claudia, for the weather.
I did. I was just thinking, I mean, it's 12 degrees in Melbourne, but I did bring a big winter jacket, so well, it's okay. I think Paul has joined just now.
Yeah, maybe he's just playing with his camera there. It's 22 degrees, 23, about 23 degrees this week in Brisbane, so it's beautiful up here for the winter. Just yesterday was absolutely perfect, not a cloud in the sky, and about 22 degrees. So we're enjoying. G'day, Paul. We're enjoying a very, very good winter, but I've got a big coat too, which I'll be taking down to Melbourne. How are you, Paul? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, mate, I was at soccer training, and the boys were 0-0, and they had to go to extra time. So, bit of the soccer training, they were playing. The under-12s were playing the under-13s, so we're doing all those good things. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm late.
That's all right, mate. All good. Now, we're just giving the update of the price of Bitcoin, and she's up to 6,372 now. So it's just gone up just over 1%. The update is also the Dash contracts have just been taken off being available at the moment till they get the back end sorted out on there. I've just had one of my team, he was very keen. He bought another Bitcoin contract. He's very keen to, especially the 5-year contracts and the low maintenance fee. He was pretty excited about that. And I know I spoke to Joe, who's up here on the Sunshine Coast, north of Brisbane. He's got quite a few people coming down to see us in Brisbane. They're all excited. They're and he said in particular, he's got a couple of people coming in Melbourne who are very interested in learning more about the ICOs and getting a full understanding. Because what he said to me was quite interesting, and a lot of people that you may or may not know, or your friends that you talk to, they've heard about Bitcoin and they've sort of heard about the blockchain and heard about ICOs, but they don't really understand what it's all about and how they interact with each other and what's the whole area of cryptocurrency and how that will affect us on a day-to-day basis in the next 5 to 10 years. So part of our meetings coming up starting on Saturday is that we'll be explaining very, very basic terms, giving everyone who comes along lots of fantastic information so they can really understand the world of cryptocurrency. So that's a couple of people really excited about that. So g'day, Linda, who's said g'day. Just say g'day, folks, and let us know where you're from. I know, Linda, you're from the northern side of Brisbane on the Sunshine Coast, which is good. If you've got any questions there, fire away. Now, Paul, numbers for the Gold Coast, which is 2 weeks tomorrow, isn't it? The 31st of July. So I think we're going to get quite a crowd down there on the Gold Coast. Yes, yeah.
We, well, I guess we'll know more by the end of this week as to the size of the crowd we will be getting. Yes, there's a lot of interest. Yes, so let's stack up some numbers. That's what we want to do.
Yeah. All right. Now, Claudia is is there any news of note that you'd like to pass on to the members regarding what's going on in the crypto world? Have you heard from? I know you got sources in the trading area and the whatever that give you bits of information that you can share with us about the price of Bitcoin, the difficulty rate. Are there any mining companies who said no, that's it, or we're not mining for the next 3 or 4 months? Have you heard anything at all on the grapevine?
Well, what I heard and what Bill told me, basically, it's a shame that he can't come aboard because he's in the ICE train actually to Frankfurt. I'm going to meet him in 1 hour, half hour from now, because we jump together on the plane to Australia. So he had long conversation with Genesis, of course, Genesis team, Genesis engineers and management. They're very excited with the new Bitcoin contracts. In fact, they're sold out for them already on their side. So Genesis sold out their Bitcoin contracts. We still have them because, again, we are right now, okay, we are in a downtrend. We're still in a bear market. We are still not out of the bear market. There's still no signs to get out of the bear market. There are no signs. Yes, it's going sideways, but there's no sign yet that it's going to go up. It will go up eventually because all cycles turn, but not at the moment. It could go either. Right now, we're actually in a phase. It could go either. We could have a summer rally if it goes up to 6.8, or we're going to have even further going down, which, hey, that's the way it is. But what we have is, I believe the difficulty rate will go down a little bit. Not as much, but we see at least already at 2% that it's going to go down as of right now, I believe, when I look at the difficulty rate, because it's going to change in 15.4 hours. As of now, it's going to go down 2.21%, which is good because that means our contracts, with the Bitcoin price, or even if Bitcoin goes down, they're still okay. They're not in jeopardy or whatsoever. So those folks, of course, who have the contract for 28 cents, because again, as longer as we can hold before Bitcoin goes up again, as the better it is. I mean, I know Bitcoin eventually will go up again. I just don't know exact when it's gonna be. And yeah, so lots of great news in this area. So the Dash contracts, of course, looking amazing, amazing payouts. Certainly, I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw it, the calculation on it again on the Dash. So pretty exciting there news. Yeah, so basically that's it what I have from the grapevine. Genesis is very excited on terms of mining. Yes, of course, smaller mining companies, in fact, all the mining cloud companies, they are not profitable anymore, which are out there. Hashflare, look at all those companies, they're not profitable right now because their maintenance fee is of course higher. Why? Well, because they haven't got the efficiency such as Genesis has. It's all about efficiency. If more efficient you can get, if more latest deployment of course, those ASICs or the GPUs you can get, as better, cheaper price you can get electricity, as more efficient you get in cooling and so on, as lower they can put the maintenance. Complexity. I mean, people don't listen to anything about it. There will be ones, so but the way it is. And Genesis is really doing the maintenance, but so yeah.
Looks like you're dropping in and out there, Claudia. You're
Kitty, you're sort of stuck.
Yeah, your
stuck.
Yeah, your signal's dropping in and out, Claudia. So maybe there might be a signal that you need to get on the train to fly to Frankfurt, to come to Australia. Just try and see if you're. Yeah, she's dropped out there. So the emphasis, folks, on our meetings coming up starting in Melbourne on the weekend.
If it is me or if it is actually.
Can't hear. Just type into Claudia in the chat box to let her know that. Oh, she dropped out. There you go, Paul. She dropped out. So it's you and me for the moment. Oh no, she's coming back in. The main emphasis on our events here is about information. And
okay, I'm back. Did I drop? Kitty, did I drop?
Yeah, you're sort of talking in and out, one word stop, one word stop, one word stop for about 3 minutes.
Oh, so you didn't get nothing, no?
We got half. We got every second word.
Oh, that's not good.
But you basically said that Bitcoin through Genesis, they're very excited about their contracts, their efficiency is good. A lot of the other companies have dropped off because they're not efficient enough. What I wanted you to tell people is there's a lot of people be saying, well, you know, I've got some people that want to come along to these meetings. What are the meetings going to be about? So I know you've got a new format that you've been working on for the last few weeks as far as how we're going to pass the information on to folks when they come along. So can you give us a brief overview of what you'll be covering, what we'll be covering in our meetings starting in Melbourne this Saturday?
Well, what we're going to be covering, obviously, is first of all, a little bit about the company. So Bill obviously is going to share his story about the company, why, the reason he founded the company. So basically tell his story. And I'm going to, of course, also do the introduction, you know, tell a little story, because story, it's the story which sells, not the product, right? The product tells, but the story which sells. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the new format, basically, just very briefly, of course, touching on the economy, on gold, silver, and of course Bitcoin, and then. But I'm going to go into, of course, the history. So it is basically a little bit on the history of money, you know, why people are struggling and not getting ahead, but very brief, in a very summary terms, so that people feel, oh, yeah, I mean, true, things buy me less, my pension, my this, my that. And so then really talking about, well, Bitcoin, why Bitcoin can really replace all those things which we are missing and lacking out now. So a little bit of history on Bitcoin, where we are, what already happened in the Bitcoin industry, just in a one slider, but in a easy way to see sort of, okay, so that they grasp it very quickly. What is Bitcoin? Okay, in a few cents. Okay, this is Bitcoin. All right. Okay, this is the trend of Bitcoin, where it's going to go. And this is how you can get involved. And this is why Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, will be the future. This is what blockchain is. And this is what ICO is. And this is how you get involved into ICO. Pretty basic. It's hard to tell like this if you don't have the slides.
Yeah, but that's it. It's information that we're giving people to give them an understanding about this new area of currency, cryptocurrency, and what it brings and how it's going to affect people in their daily lives, the businesses that they work for. I know there's a lot of Australian companies who are looking at the blockchain already to involve that and get that involved with their systems as we go along the next 6 to 12 months. So there's a lot of exciting stuff. And is there any, Paul, I'll throw to you, mate, is there any questions that people have been asking you about what's going to be happening at these meetings? Is there any sort of general things that people said to you, well, what's it going to be all about?
Well, okay, so since January this year, we've been talking about ICOs. Bill's been talking about the new ICOs that will be coming on board, and people, but I know, are more interested in that side of it as to what are these ICOs that are going to come on. What is the new income that we're going to be earning from Swiss Gold Global other than what we currently got?
Okay, so purely information about a possible income stream to add to the ones we have already to grow their business within Swiss Gold Global. So, well, that's good, because Bill's very good at, and Claudia's very, very good at passing the information on. And that's what we're all about, building generational wealth. And you can have to do that by multiple ways. And we've got several ways at Swiss Gold Global. We're going to add another one. And excited about the new website too. That's, as Claudia said, it's almost there, very, very close, but not quite. So there's all lots of positive things happening. Now, folks, if you're watching, which you are in the live chat, just give us a question if you have one about any of the events, or just let us know if you're coming as well. That'd be good. I know there's a few people watching. They will be there. So looking forward to everybody coming down. G'day, Connie. She's our regular listener from the Netherlands. You should jump on the plane with Bill and Claudia and head down to Australia, Connie, to come and see us out here. Or we should come the other way and see you, I suppose. It's the how long does it take you to get out to Australia, Claudia? Just
well, I believe it's gonna be 6 hours to Dubai. Then we have 3 hours in Dubai, and then it's another I think 16 hours. So it's something like 22 hours or 23 hours flight time.
You actually get into Melbourne in the next day or so then?
We're getting to Melbourne, I think, Tuesday evening or so.
All right. Okay, great. All right. Well, I'll be arriving Friday. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And looking forward to meeting all the new people in Victoria, which is pretty exciting. There's people coming in from outside of Melbourne to the venue, travelling from the countryside. They'll be travelling a couple of hours to come in. So there's certainly a lot of people who are super keen for the information. Information is the key, and that's what we're repeating over and over. And that's what you need to, the way you talk to people about an opportunity is that we can provide the information that you need to know to get involved in a business and start to understand about gold and silver, understand about Bitcoin mining, Ethereum, Dash, Litecoin, Zcash. Then the new thing, to understand ICOs and how they operate and how they work and what exchanges they go on and how does that exchange work and what's the possibility of earning with these ICOs. And then the affiliate program, how does the affiliate program work and how can I get someone involved and generate some part-time income, but also what training and what knowledge can I get from Swiss Gold Global through all the new information flowing in the back office. Connie just asked when the new website will be online. It's almost done, Connie. Claudia's seen it in its what do you call it, beta form. So what's it look like? Does it look pretty exciting compared to this one, the gold and black?
No, it's not going to be. No, it's going to be blue and white. So it's not black. So we're going to go away from because it's a totally new rebranding with a new logo, and you're going to get one of those coins we already have produced. I mean, you know, like this, you have the fake Bitcoin, sort of, how do you say, the mock-ups, yeah? Or how do you say? Yeah. And so those we have already for the new ICO. So you guys are definitely going to get some of those news with a new logo. It's applied light colors, and I've seen the back end. So on the back end, it's going to be easy. So it will not anymore run on the US company side, which, you know, caused quite some challenges there. So it will be all basically in-house, which makes it way easier for, you know, for things. And now it's looking really great. Simple, simplistic, easy to understand, even for the eyes, because the problems were always with the eye, the darkness of the plaque. That's going to change, and so this is the first phase. The second phase is then when the ICO actually comes out. So the first phase is the back office, because the back end was really needed, and then comes the front end. So that looks good. But I wanted to say on the meetings for, of course, what we do there, I mean, we will also want to raise awareness, of course, on the ICO side in terms of a little bit of a regulatory side, why regulators will look into it, and why regulators, of course, want to regulate. But the whole thing with Swiss Gold Global, and that has to be really simple, simplistic. People, and the whole thing with Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin is here because of the frustration of the failing monetary system, correct? So, I mean, and so this is why we always need to mention gold and silver, because it just goes hand in hand, because it goes hand in hand with Bitcoin. Because of this frustration, out of this frustration was developed what we have in Bitcoin. So once people make that connection, once they understand, oh yeah, I mean, true, my houses, the housing prices, I mean, in Australia, they did rise so much. I mean, tell me, who of the 20-year-old or the 30-year-old can afford to buy a house in Australia?
Well, there are cheap houses, but you've got to live about 50 kilometres away from the city, or 60 kilometres away from the city, or even further. Some people drive. I just spoke to a guy today, actually. He's looking for a house, and the money's got, he's going to have to be at least an hour away from the city for what his budget is. So pretty crazy, because then you'll be able to buy a house, but your commuting time away from your family, hour and a half either way, 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, that puts a strain on everything. So there are, if you want to live close to a city and with an opportunity to have a great house and a great position, which is close to all amenities that you'd like, the ocean and the city scene and all that, a lot of money. Houses in my area, I live 15 minutes from the city. They sell in 48 hours, the local. So it's quite a large Chinese market where I am. And I asked the local real estate agent, he's a sponsor of our soccer club. And I asked him last year, I said, how long does it take you to sell a house in Sunnybank? He said, oh, about 48 hours. So,
and does he accept Bitcoin?
That's a good question, actually. I'll ask him. We've got our senior dinner coming up in a few weeks, in about 6-7 weeks. I'll ask him that, because that'd be quite good.
Because when I was in Panama those last few months, you know, there's quite a few agencies who now accept Bitcoin, and you can buy with Bitcoin your house, your apartment, your loft, whatever.
Right. These South Americans are leading the way. I know our airport, you can buy everything with Bitcoin at our airport, which is good. What about the Gold Coast airport, Paul? Is that showing signs of coming on board? Have you heard anything?
No, Mr. Tate's more concerned about the second casino other than worrying about the airport becoming a cryptocurrency airport. No, more just the local shops around in Surfers Paradise and down Broadbeach Way, other than the airport at this stage. But there's not a lot of. It's really just a domestic airport, really, the Gold Coast airport compared to Brisbane.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Connie's just asked, is Ethereum coming back, Claudia? I don't think it's coming back in the interim, is it? It's just the Bitcoin, the new contracts, and now Dashcoin, which has just been taken off, just so they get the back office correlation between Genesis and Swiss Gold back online. But Ethereum's not coming back yet.
I don't know. I don't know because Bill hasn't mentioned anything. I think what I sort of heard is they're looking forward to bring all kinds of contracts back again. But I don't know that answer, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was speaking to. I'll be obviously meeting up with you guys on Friday, and at our meetings, obviously we'll cover off some of that stuff. I hope we get planned to do these live. Facebook Live like we did last time, Claudia?
Yeah, sure. We're going to do Facebook Lives. I'm going to also do Facebook Lives as well there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm up for it, as you know.
Yeah, well, it's great because we can interview members and chat to members live.
As long as I don't have to stand in a suit which is full of red wine again, so I'm fine.
I knew you'd bring that up.
Is that the only red wine that's ever been spilled on you?
Yes. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we were having dinner after our Brisbane event last year, and I accidentally, I'll say, knocked a full glass, not a little bit, a full glass of red wine over Claudia's outfit. And unfortunately, she was wearing was it white or a cream outfit?
It was cream.
Cream, yeah. Wow. And a full glass of red wine. Wasn't even your red wine, was it? Somebody else's?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was somebody else's, yeah.
So it wasn't even yours that I spilled on you. But here's a tip for people who do spill red wine on that. You got rid of it really quick. You put water on, but what did you put on after that? Salt, wasn't it?
No, I didn't put water on it. I just put that would be crazy. It is stupid. Salt, only salt. You put in a lot of salt.
Because you were going around to every single table in the restaurant and grabbing their salt shaker, taking the top off, and then emptying the salt and then just rubbing it in. And it was amazing. It just soaked it all up. The crystals must work with the wine. Is that how it is? The salt crystals soak everything up.
Correct. You see, I'm a good housewoman as well. I'm not just an online marketer, entrepreneur, but I'm also a good housewoman.
Yeah, right. Connie's just said remove it with white wine instead. That's a good idea. Just clean it with white wine. Yeah, wash it through. Yeah. So, yeah, the salt did the trick.
It just introduced nude cleaning to Surfers Paradise when you arrive. So the more money you give them, the more clothes they take off.
Well, that might scare a few customers away if we start doing that, Paul. So, well, all strange things happen on the Gold Coast. But the great thing is that where we're going in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and the Gold Coast is a huge market of people who want to find out about our company and our products and the services we have and the team we've got, and to be able to meet people as well. That's the best thing. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is actually meeting people face to face, the people who come along. So if you know anyone who's going to be in these locations, we'll be heavily telling people about the links this week. They can come along now. In Brisbane, if you're a member, Gold Coast, you remember, it's only $5 for members. And then any guests are free to come along. So bring as many guests as you like. Get a busload organised. Sydney and Melbourne be a slightly smaller venue, so they're a free venue in Sydney and Melbourne. So we're getting a bunch of people down there. So if there's no more questions, I want to keep it short tonight because Claudia's actually got to pack her bags and go to Frankfurt Airport to start heading this way, which is really exciting. Bill's on it's called the ice train from wherever he's come from to Frankfurt. Is that a high-speed train, Claudia, the one he's on?
Bill only goes high speed.
Oh, that's right. If you didn't know, Bill loves driving fast in fast cars. So I said, "Have you got a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something?" No, he's got what has he got? A Renault or something?
No, a Mercedes. I don't know. I mean, I'm bad with cars, but like a Mercedes, but a big one actually. So. Yeah.
No, he said he didn't have a Mercedes last time I spoke to him.
Yeah, last time he because he just came back from a different country. Now he's more here. Now he has a big Mercedes, but I don't know, big engine.
Anyway, he likes driving fast. He likes on a fast train and be on a fast plane, and he's getting over here quick, which is great. So looking forward to seeing you now next Monday. We'll just have to see how we can do a hangout next Monday. We'll all be in Melbourne. You'll be in the Gold Coast there, Paul. So we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Is Wednesday morning one? It's Wednesday morning. There's one on at Wednesday morning this week at 8 o'clock. Is that on the? It's on the Swiss Gold Global site.
Well,
that's just a webinar.
Yeah, so you'll be doing that from Melbourne.
I think it's my 7 a.m. or so.
So this will be local time for Australia then. It's come up on our website. Comes up as local time. So yeah, you must be doing it at 7 a.m. or whatever our time. Oh, that's great. So that's awesome. Yeah,
that's what Bill put me on, 7 a.m. I never wake up at 7 a.m. Like never.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. You can sleep in. You can sleep in for an hour, Claudia. All right. Well, that's it, folks. A pretty short one today. Lots of positive things happening in the next couple of weeks. We'll see everybody in the next couple of weeks in our different events. If you know anyone who lives anywhere close within an hour or 2 hours, get them to go along and shake Claudia's hand, shake Bill's hand, ask a few questions face-to-face with the owner of the business, because we've got positive things happening, and that's what you want to be around. You want to be around positive, happy, excited people, which is all of us, all of the above. All right, folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And Claudia, I'll see you on Friday. Paul, I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, thank you.
Guys. See you.
Okay, take it easy.